So let's talk about Upwork, and that is spelled UPWORK.com. So if you are new to freelancing, the chances are that you don't have a steady stream of clients coming in, you don't have a bunch of prospects, you don't really know who to go to look for work. That's where Upwork comes in. So Upwork is a very large freelancing platform. It's one of the biggest out there. And essentially what you do here is you sign up, you create a profile that highlights the skills that you are willing to offer. It highlights the jobs that you're willing to do. And then clients who tend to be people in the like business owners, there's some startups in there, entrepreneurs, etc. They'll post these jobs. They'll post jobs on Upwork when they need some help. So, for example, they might be looking for help for marketing, or they might be looking help for some like web development, something along those lines, where they don't necessarily have a big company where they've got a specific person that handles this, so they're looking for these temporary work solutions to get their job done. Now, getting the hang of this site at first can be a little tricky, but I promise you, if you just stick with it, if you dive in and stick with it for a few weeks and really just hustle your way through the beginning and start to build up a profile, it gets incredibly easy to find work, and eventually people actually start coming to you and approaching you to work for them. So you no longer have to go out and try to hunt for freelance gigs, which is awesome. It takes a little bit of time to get there, but I promise you it's not difficult. There are thousands and thousands of successful people on Upwork doing this right now, and there's no reason you can't as well. So clients, like I said, they'll normally post jobs that they want done. You bid on those jobs that you want to work on by sending a proposal to the client. There's hundreds of jobs to choose from on Upwork. They list the jobs in different categories, which you can now see at the top here, like web development, mobile development, design, writing, admin support, customer service, marketing, accounting. So if you have any sort of business skills whatsoever, any sort of skills that people have probably paid you for before, that have related to a business setting, you can find stuff on Upwork that you can do. You can find gigs on Upwork that people will hire you to do. So Upwork clients, they're diverse, they're spread out worldwide. You can look for work outside your geographical area, which helps expanding your chances of getting hired. So you can work for somebody over in Europe, for example, if you're watching this in the States. If you're watching this and you're in India, you can find work in the United States. You don't need to be in the location where that particular person is at. Working with clients remotely gives you the perfect opportunity to work from wherever you want. As I said in that first video, you don't need to be, in most cases, you don't need to be location dependent. Sometimes you need to be there when the client is during working hours, but that's up to you during the client, and that varies job by job. Now, one of the great things about Upwork is, aside from there are some one-off jobs on here, there are a lot of ongoing work as well. So you might find a job as a writer for a blog where you're producing content for them weekly. So it would be something where, okay, I want you to write one blog post per week. You go, you do that, you send it, you ship it out, and then you just do the next one. You take the direction, you do the next one, and you keep getting paid over and over again. So you don't have to necessarily go out and hunt for new clients every single time. What you can if you want to. There are one-off jobs on here, but if you're looking for a more steady stream of income, Upwork is a great place to get that particular kind of work. And getting paid on this platform is very straightforward and secure. You usually don't have any issues with clients getting paid whatsoever. Upwork has made that process entirely seamless, so to make freelancers feel incredibly safe, knowing that if they do the work, they will actually get paid for what they're doing. And we'll go into stuff like tracking time and then how you actually get paid towards the end. So what we want to start out first is we want to go for looking and picking our niche. And if you remember in the first video, I had you make that list of 20 ideas. Well, in here, we're going to take those ideas and we're going to start browsing and seeing what's available. So like I said before, there's like web development, mobile development, design, writing, admin support, customer service, marketing, and accounting, and there's a see all categories. So down here, we'll see where some of these different subcategories are. So if you're into engineering and stuff, there's that. There's data science, IT and networking, web and mobile development if you have coding. If you're into design, there's all sorts of stuff with Photoshop, logo design, photography, presentations, video production. Video production is huge right now. Under writing, there's academic writing and research, article blog writing. There's tons and tons. That's probably one of the biggest things on Upwork. One of the biggest categories on Upwork is article and blog writing. So if you're able to write a blog post, if you're able to write period and just do some research, you can find work pretty easily, and it's pretty easy to do if you're brand new on the platform too. So if you have no idea where to start, I recommend starting an article and blog writing, because it will be the easiest for you to start to get work, and it will be the easiest for you to start to build up a profile. If you're into translation, there's general, legal, medical, and technical. If you have a career in law, there's legal right here. There's admin if you've done looking to be like a VA, or project management, transcription, web research. There's customer service, sales and marketing, which is a lot of where I look at as well, like lead generation, social media marketing, search engine marketing, PR if you're into PR. Telemarketing, telesales, and then there's even an accounting category too if you have like an accounting background. So take a half hour or so and go through these and start just trying to look through some of these different jobs that are in here. And we'll go through one ourselves and try to look and see what exactly is here and what makes a good client, what makes a good job, and whatnot. So before we start looking for jobs, we actually need to sign up for a profile first. So we're going to go ahead and just click the sign up button. We'll get our free account. We'll put in our work email address in this particular one. Since I already have a profile, we're just going to sign up with this. And you'll want to select, I want to work as a freelancer. And I would just use your name as the thing. If it's already taken, you can always put numbers after it. And you'll need to go back and verify your password and verify your email. All right, now that we've verified, we're going to go into filling out a profile. So now you'll want to actually go through and fill out your profile. So under expertise, you'll want to go, what is the main service you offer? You want to pick right here from these categories that you had. For me, I'm going to put sales and marketing. And then you'll want to select what type of 4 areas are you good at. So we're going to want to just pick 4 for right now. Don't worry, you can always change these. I'll pick marketing strategy, social media marketing, email marketing and automation, and lead generation. What skills do you offer clients? So you can enter at least one skill. It kind of depends on what you feel comfortable doing. So I would say, for example, for this, I might say Facebook advertising. And basically, it's going to have a certain number of skills you can use. You could use writing, you could use social media marketing, whatever it is, just enter something for right now. You can always go back and change this later. What is your level of experience in this field? So this is interesting because you can have 3 choices right here: entry, intermediate, and expert. I would choose at the very least intermediate or expert. A lot of the good clients on Upwork are not looking to hire entry-level people, and if they are, it's typically not for a good paying job. I would, if you are still brand new to it and still kind of learning, I would at least put intermediate in there, or expert if you've got some experience. I would definitely stay away from entry level. You're really looking at the kind of jobs that are going to be a couple dollars an hour. And that just is not, maybe if you're in an area where that kind of lifestyle can be supported, that's fine, but you're just not going to find quality jobs from entry level. So I would just even select intermediate if you're new and you're still learning. Here under education, you'll want to add the schools you attended, areas of studies, and degrees earned. You can skip this step for now if you want. There's no harm in adding your education. I think if you've got education, it's a good thing to have in there. Employment, you would want to put your employment in here. So if you've had typically the type of employment, I would say if it's any sort of professional stuff, put that in there. If it relates to what you're doing, put that in there. Nobody's going to check and look at your background on Upwork. Nobody's going to do any sort of background checks on you. So it's not like applying for a job where they're going to actually hire people to go out and find out if you've actually been truthful about this or not. Again, don't lie, but just don't worry about, oh, are they going to find out if I only work this date through this date? No, it's not like that at all. But languages, you want to put your languages in there. Hourly rate. So this is the interesting thing. When it comes to hourly rate, this is a suggested hourly rate that's going to show up on your profile. This is not nothing that's set in stone. As you'll see, when we apply for a job, you will actually enter your hourly rate in there as well. This is just what's going to be on your profile. So I would always err on the side of having a higher hourly rate than not. It shows you're a person of value, and it shows that you're willing to do good work but be paid well for that. You'll see right here, Upwork takes a 20% service fee for whatever you put. Again, this isn't set in stone now. This is just what the client would see if they ever came to you. For right now, enter an hourly rate of $50. Because as you'll see, at this point in the game, if you're brand new, it's not really going to matter that much because clients aren't going to approach you until you start to build up some Upwork expertise and you've built up your Upwork profile. So just start with 50. You can always go back and change it, and it's really not that big a deal what you put in right now. Title and overview. So this will be interesting. This is where you're going to put the title and your description into your profile. So you'll want to enter something for right now. But what we'll do is once we're created, we'll go in and we'll actually take a look at what some of the other more successful people have done. And you'll want to begin to start to try to model what's off that. But for right now, because we have to create this profile first, we'll just want to put something in. You'll want to add a profile picture. You just do that by clicking on the button. And then location, your client will never ever, the client will see your city, obviously, but in terms of your address, they'll never ever see that unless you actually give it to them. But Upwork wants to verify that you're a real person. They want to verify your identity. So you'll want to be able to put city, your full address in there. And then you guys can actually see where I live. Just make sure, please don't actually try to come knock on my door unannounced. And then you add your phone number in there too for verification. And then they'll receive a text message afterwards. And then you want to enter your phone number and vacation, and you'll get a text message, and then you'll go to enter that. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll meet you back at the profile. So before we start looking for jobs, one of the things we want to do is actually go and look and see what other successful profiles are and what they've been putting down in their profile. So we'll be able to model something like that. So up here in the corner under your profile, you'll want to click the little picture up here, and you've got two options. You got one for freelancer and then one for client. You'll want to actually go to client. So this would be you looking at the other freelancers that are out there and getting an idea of what they're putting in their profiles. So let's just go up to search here and go to find freelancers and agencies. Let's go to social media marketing. And it'll automatically put the people that are in your area. I'm going to get rid of this filter right here that says location Chicago. And this will just give me worldwide US only. So basically, let's take a look at some of these profiles and let's see what's ranked at the top. And we'll want to look at specifically a couple areas. We'll want to look at how much they're charging, how much they've earned, and then the percentage of the freelancers' jobs that resulted in a great client experience. So one thing you want to notice, in a lot of these cases, they've got very, very, very high, almost always 100% satisfaction from their clients. Now, this person, for example, right here, charges 50 an hour. They've made over 200,000 on here, and you can see here they've had 12 fixed price jobs, 64 hourly jobs, and have worked over 6,784 hours worked on Upwork. So they've made a couple 100,000 on this thing plus. This person might actually be new. That's not listed. Or you have the option of like hiding it too. You do have the option of hiding your experience if you want. And same with that right there. This person's earned over $100,000, 45 an hour, 100 an hour. They've earned 50,000. Ethan's at 95 an hour. They've earned 100,000. So it looks like people are in the $50 to $100 an hour range, and it looks like so that falls within that too. 95, and you can keep going through all these as well, but you'll see here what I want to do is I want to find this person looks incredibly successful. We're just going to click on this. So this person has a general profile and then also has a social media strategy profile right here. So let's see what this says right here. This general. Her headline is Certified HubSpot Expert. Okay, so if anybody's looking to get work done for HubSpot, their marketing platform, then she's automatically branded herself as an expert. And then social media marketing mastermind. So let's click down here. Here's the dirt on what I do, what I want to do, and what I'm really good at. I'll help you grow a business by becoming a trusted expansion of your team to bring your company's relationships into the digital space. I'll help you create brand preference and loyalty as well as community, and ultimately leading to increased sales. Okay, so that basically says that I want to be a part of your team. I'm going to grow with you. You can count on me to help grow your company. She gives her rate 50 an hour. She gives her HubSpot expert rate 60 to 75 an hour. She puts in her stuff for HubSpot right here. Other details, all about like how hard of a worker she is. She likes fun too. And then she lists all the brands she worked with. So if you're just starting out, you're not going to be able to do that. But take a look at some of these other profiles and highlight, well, what are you good at? What have you done? And then also think about, don't just talk about what you've done, talk about how you can help the client grow their business. Because that's ultimately what the client really wants. They want to hire somebody and know that they're going to be able to level up their team and level up their marketing, level up their business, and get the job done. They don't care about all the stuff you've done. They want to know how you're actually going to help them, and they want to feel safe. Okay, they're spending their money. They're potentially hiring somebody that could either make or break their business. So you want to make them feel incredibly safe by making this hire. So spend some time in the category you want and go through just take a look at some of these different stuff and use them to build out your title and your description. All right, now we're back in the freelancer portion of it, and we're actually going to start looking for jobs. So basically you can see down here on the left, you've got my categories. These are all the categories that I've selected for jobs, and in the middle here is my actual job feed. These are jobs as they're coming out in real time. You can see one was 9 minutes ago, one was 17, one was 30, one was an hour. And then on the left is just some detailed information about my profile as well. So basically what you can do is go ahead and search for jobs. Let's say I want to look for Facebook ads. So let's do this. We're just going to type in Facebook ads and we're going to click search. Okay, so 914 jobs found. Now, there's some certain things that we want to do with this particular search, and we want to add some filters. And I've learned through over the years on finding good jobs, bad jobs, what's easier to get hired, what's not easier to get hired. And this is 914 are going to be a lot of job descriptions to go through for anybody. So what we want to do is we want to do some filters. So let's talk about these filters for a minute, because this is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of wasted, it'll save you a lot of wasted time actually. So under job type, you've got two. You've got hourly and you've got fixed price. Keep in mind the hourly jobs tend to be more, they tend to be more ongoing. They're not just one and done type things. There are fixed price jobs that are definitely worth doing. I would say at the beginning, always look for hourly jobs, but don't necessarily discount the fixed price ones, because when you're trying to build up your profile and get the number of jobs done. If you've got one hourly job that lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks, that's only one review you're getting, where a fixed price job can get you might be a couple hours of work, and you're building up your profile quicker with some fixed price stuff. So I would take a look at both of them. Just keep in mind that for right now, even though fixed price isn't consistent income, when you're starting out, it can actually lead to building up your profile a little bit quicker. Under experience level, the people looking for entry level, I definitely stay away from all of those. They're technically people that probably their idea of what they want to hire isn't very realistic. They're probably not realistic. They're probably just looking for the cheapest option available. And you don't want to be the cheapest option available, especially if your skill is technical. You want to be able to, you're looking for somebody that wants really great work done, is willing to pay for it. So I would select only intermediate and expert. Under any client history, this is an interesting one because I typically will select 1 to 9 and 10 plus hires. Now, the people that do no hires, so there are always new people signing up for Upwork that are good, and they are willing to usually hire people, but there are also a lot of people that come into Upwork. They don't really have an idea what they're looking for. They write a crappy job description, and then they put it out there and they forget about it. And it's a waste of time for you to try to apply to those jobs. Are there a few in here in these no hires that are worth it? Yes. But all these you'll see right here, 328 versus 275 and 251. I would stay away from those right now, especially as you're trying to build up your Upwork profile at the beginning. You want to find clients that are going to pay you now. Your best chance are in this 1 to 9 and 10 plus area. So I would filter out all the people that have not hired anybody on Upwork before. Client info, my previous clients are payment verified, so I would always just put down payment verified. If they haven't verified payment on Upwork, they're not serious at all. Number of proposals, so this one's interesting as well. I don't filter anything out for these. So sometimes there's these. I don't necessarily like these 20 to 50, 15 to 20. There's a lot of competition already for these. Less than 5, a lot of times what those will be are their brand new jobs that are just listed. They just don't have that many proposals yet. Because of this, if it's a really good job and I think I really want it, I won't let the number of proposals impact my willing to sign up for it or not. So I'll leave that alone. With budget, again, I typically will just put down any budget. Stuff like less than $100. Occasionally you run into these one-time jobs that aren't bad and you can use to pick up your profile, but it's one of these things where until you actually look at the job, you can't really get an idea of what the budget's going to be. And oftentimes when they do list a budget, it's not what it turns out to be. Like, they may be willing to end up spending more because they just don't know quite what they need yet. Hours per week, I usually leave on any. And then project length, I usually leave on any as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll close filters. And that actually have the jobs down. It's down to 525 right now. So we got rid of almost half of them that were kind of nonsense. So now we can start going through some of these here. So we got here, what we're kind of looking for is stuff like the client rankings, the hire rate, the total spend, work history, average hours spend. And we'll want to kind of take a look at some of these. So let's look at this. Need to make and optimize a LinkedIn profile Instagram ad. So right here, it's a fixed price. This is only going to be $50. It was posted 2 days ago, and they've got 5 to 10 proposals already. I do like the fact they've spent $2,000. It's the weekend, so they probably haven't been here to look at it yet. So I'm not really worried about the fact it was posted 2 days ago. It says, I need someone to put together my LinkedIn ad quickly. I have most of the copy written already. This is one of these where I'm not necessarily crazy about the client. Look at this here, 13 jobs posted and 39% hire rate. I mean, it's kind of a little telling right here. More than half the jobs they post, they don't even hire anybody for. Okay, so this might be something where you could see that you might want to apply for if you've got nothing else going on and you want a quick job done, but I don't necessarily think this might be the best one to go for right now. The next one, social media marketer for newly built luxury apartment in Eugene or Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. So let's see here. They've spent $300. This was 10 hours ago. We're looking for an ongoing development content social media manager for our new luxury apartment complex in Eugene, Oregon. First, someone local since photography content. Well, I'm not local, so I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not going to be into this. Also, look it down here. The average hourly rate paid $3.33 over 85 hours. I mean, this could be an outsourced person in India, but this isn't something these people don't look like they're really going to pay for a lot here. You know, looking to hire somebody of value, I guess you could say. Let's see here. Let's go down. 30-second video for Facebook and Instagram ad. There's a lot of proposals on there. This was posted 11 hours ago. There's already a lot of competition here. I probably wouldn't. Plus, they've only spent $70. Develop Facebook ad creatives. Okay, what do I like? This was 11 hours ago. They've spent $20,000 on the platform, so they're serious people here. They actually do hire. Let's take a look at their stats. 21 jobs posted. They hire 77% of the jobs they post. 18 hired people so far. Averagely hourly rate paid $50. Awesome. Okay, these guys look really good. So we're looking for someone who can develop 10 new Facebook ads for us to review and try on our account. We're a telehealth company, and that's targeting middle-aged women. They give the details of the job here. Deliverable, 10 Facebook ads. Perfect. They know exactly what they want. This would be the perfect type of job for you to go all in on. Let's look down here a little bit more. We're going to come down. Let's see. I want to try to find another good one that's interesting. Let's see here. Stellar Facebook media buyer. All right, so this one is 65% higher rate. That's not bad. $14.61 average hourly rate paid. They've hired 50 people. I don't think they're probably going to pay you the biggest, but still, if you're getting started, it might not be the worst one. They do look like they take their posting very seriously, though. You can tell here at the bottom right, red dog 21 at the top of your application. You'll want to, when you're looking at applications, you'll want to be able to look at these very closely because of the fact that they do get a little savvy in here to try to filter out all the people that just aren't really qualified, so they don't have to go through a ton of applications as well. So with that said, you kind of get the idea of what you want to start to look for when you're going through these jobs, some of the red flags that are out there. So with that said, let's go back up to the first ad right here. Develop Facebook ad creatives. Now I want to talk about proposals and getting hired when you're new. So one of the things that you have to do in order to submit a proposal is you need to actually, you'll see over here on the side above submit a proposal, required connects to submit proposal to. So you do need to purchase connects from Upwork. They are not expensive. I think you can subscribe to monthly to a professional account for $15 at the time of this recording. It'll give you 80 connects. Connects range from 2 to 6 for every proposal you want to submit. And so you'll need to do that because the reason they do this is so people just don't like blanket fire away at every job that comes out hoping to get hired. They want to know that you're serious about applying for a job when you do, instead of just applying to every single job possible out there because it's free. So they put this little limit on there, and it's actually a good thing because what it does is it limits the competition for you. So you'll probably likely want to sign up for a professional account. Again, I think it's $15 right now, and you get something like 80 connects. You do that through your admin. But essentially what you'll want to do is you'll want to go ahead and click on Submit Proposal. And you'll want to submit your proposal with, I usually just do it with my general profile. I have a couple specialized ones. It's a little more advanced, but essentially you'll just want to do it with a general profile. right here's the job details. And essentially they're looking for a Facebook advertiser to create 10 ads. And here, what's the rate you'd like to bid for this job? Well, they didn't say anything up here, I don't believe, if we take a look at the profile. Oh, it's here, 18 to 40 hourly. Okay, so I'm a little on the higher end, although they do have 10 to 15 clients. So basically what you can do, I would probably put that in between. So I would say 30. Oops. And you notice Upwork is going to take 20% of that as well. And then you're going to have to leave a cover letter. So for the cover letter, I've actually developed a really good cover letter that I'm going to share with you guys to highlight exactly what you need to do to get hired when you're new. So one of the things I've done is I've learned to create a profile that highlights my experience, but also highlights the fact that I am actually new to Upwork and that I'm actually looking to expand my profile, so I'm willing to work for a little bit less, because when you're new and you don't have the same type of experience and profile that some of the more other experienced people have, it's hard to get the good jobs like that. So I highlight some of the other stuff that I have. So for example, I go, hello, I saw you're posting for some help with blank. Now in this case, it's Facebook ads. So we're going to put with ads for your business. Now what you want to do is you want to at least mention what the job is in your cover letter. You don't just want to send the same cover letter out to everybody because that's what other people do. And if you make some changes to it and tailor it to your specific gig that you're applying, the business owner sees that and like, wow, they actually read this, they understand what I want. You go to the top of their list, okay? If you just send out the same blank letter to everybody else, chances are you're not going to get hired for very many gigs. So you want to tailor somewhat your cover letter to that particular gig that you're applying. And I think I would be perfect for this role. I do have a few questions, but I'd like to give some background so you can check my work out. My name is Matt, and I'm a media buyer with 8 years experience in Google and Facebook PPC and social media. I've worked in developing and promoting funnels for a wide variety of industries. I've also personally coached over 300 small businesses on successfully setting up their own ads and funnels. While I do have years of experience, I am new to Upwork and looking to get a few clients that I can build upon, so I'm willing to perform this work and give you a guidance at a discount to my usual rate. So in my rate, I put in $200 for my profile, so let them know I'm very high value. But in this particular one right here, this is where I'm addressing the concern that I don't have as much experience on Upwork as other people. I tell them that, I am new, yes. I'm new to Upwork, although I'm not new to this, but I'm willing to do a discounted rate from my normal one just because I want to build up my profile. I'd be happy to provide you with a few video testimonials of my clients that I've helped coach, as well as some of the articles I've written on how to successfully promote your business with Facebook ads. Then I put samples to the articles down here, and then I say, let me know if you would like to discuss further. I used to say, happy to jump on a Skype or Zoom call, but Upwork wants to keep that, kind of keep this on their own platform. So I wouldn't necessarily reference that. Chances are if the client's interested in hiring you for ongoing work, they'll want to do a Zoom or Skype call with you anyway. And so then what you would do is you just go down, you submit the proposal. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. When you respond, the quicker you respond after the job comes out, say for example, if the job comes out 1 hour after an hour and you respond versus if it's been 3 days, it's easier to, if you get in their inbox first, if you're one of the first ones in their inbox, the clients are all excited, they want to hire somebody, chances are you're going to have a better chance of getting at least an interview for the job than if you were to just if you were to just apply to stuff that's been out there for a week, for example. After you go ahead and submit the proposal, if the client wants to interview you, they'll reach back out to you and say, hey, can we talk about this? Hey, let's jump on a Skype and Zoom call. Hey, here's more information about the position. Are you still interested? Something along those lines. And then you want to take it from there. Now, let's talk about what some of the jobs you want to try to avoid are. So entry-level pay, like we discussed before. If they're looking for entry level work, typically they're not really looking to hire somebody that they're going to pay a lot. They're looking for very cheap work, so they're looking more for commodity. No reviews are new to Upwork. Again, there's always exceptions to the rule, but a lot of times if they're new to Upwork and they haven't hired before, chances are they're not very serious about it. Again, there's always new people and good businesses that come on Upwork every day, but there are an overwhelmingly a lot of people that will come on there and then just kind of waste your time posting a job and then never hiring for it. Unreasonable expectations. So I'll show you an example here in a moment, but stuff like, I want you to come in and I expect you to do all the work and make me money. Stuff like that where the client clearly does not have a reasonable expectation about what they want to perform in their business. That's not going to work out for either party. Lots of proposals, but few hires. If they're under 40% of their jobs they put out are they don't hire. If they only hire about 40% or less of the jobs that they post, it's a red flag. It's a low budget. Again, there's always exceptions to the rule, but it is something to look out for. If you don't meet the qualifications, now this is an interesting one because if you go on, and I always say it's great to hustle, especially if you are trying to learn on the job, but you don't want to misrepresent yourself as an expert, get the position, and then find out that you're in way over your head, because then the client's going to be upset. They're probably not going to pay you, and they're also going to give you a negative review, and it's not a great way to start out your Upwork freelancing career. So do not, if you don't meet the qualifications but you still want to apply for it, feel free, but you need to let them know and be honest about what you can and can't do. If the bid range is low, that's usually a red flag. And again, if the job is older than a few days, chances are, unless there's a really good reason, like maybe it's the weekend or something, the client may not be hiring. They may have just let the position just kind of go, and maybe their attention went somewhere else. So just some things to keep in mind. Here's an example of a job that I would definitely not take. Instagram and TikTok growth. Estimated budget $20. About the only thing going for this one was that it was posted 9 hours ago. This person says, and his payment is unverified, he spent $0, and he says, I need an expert to help me grow my person brand. I expect you to actually make me money. That's it. Are you serious? This is the type of job that you do not want to apply for. I would run away as far as you can. The demand that you make him money, those are the biggest red flags in the world. Do not ever, 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 ever apply to a job like this. This person is clearly not serious. They clearly have unrealistic expectations beyond what any normal human being could possibly imagine. And it's just an example of the type of mindset you want to stay away from when you're actually looking to build a quality profile, and then also work with clients that are quality and will, reward you as well. In the beginning, you're going to want to have to hustle. So when you're new, you're going to have to build up your profile, which means you're going to frequently want to apply to jobs. The sooner the better when they go live. So if you're doing this and you're putting in a lot of effort, I would check almost hourly, maybe at least 3-4 times a day when these jobs go live, and apply as soon as possible. The quicker you can get in front of their inbox, the better. And when you're doing these, make sure you constantly over-deliver. Now, you always want to over-deliver your work. You always want to give the client your absolute best. But in this particular case, it's really important for you to get great reviews from the beginning, because one bad review when you've only got a handful of jobs done could really break your profile. And then finally, as we talked about, tailor written proposals. Don't just fire off blanket proposals that really don't necessarily pertain to the job. Write something and let the client know how you're going to actually make their business better if they hire you. Now, as your score goes up, you'll see that clients will start to approach you as well. So you're going to have to hustle a lot in the beginning, but as you get more experience and more work, all of a sudden people start to come to you, because sometimes clients won't post jobs. They're just going to look for the absolute best people with the best scores on Upwork. And so what they'll do is they'll reach out to you privately, or they'll create a job, and then send you, invite only a few people to apply for it. And so you'll get invitations to apply for jobs that normally other people will never even see because the client is so impressed by your profile and your previous results. Now, finally, when you're getting paid under fixed price, the money is paid when your job is completed by both parties. Under hourly work, the hourly week tends to end on Sundays, and the client reviews the work on Monday, and then the money is available by Tuesday, at which point you can automatically deposit it into your bank account. And to get paid, you're just going to go up here to the little picture in the corner, go under Settings. You'll come down to Get Paid. And under Balance, you can just go ahead and select Get Paid Now. It'll allow you to take it directly to your bank account. So you'll want to go ahead and input your bank account prior to doing this. It's really easy to do. And then you just go and select Get Paid. It doesn't charge you a fee to withdraw. And then usually 1 to 2 business days, the money then pops into your bank account.